Okay, so we're going to do sketch number 4. Just make sure you're labeling that, and this is for Design Vis Com. Okay, so we are going to do this lovely fire. And so when I'm looking at this picture of the fire, I'm going to gauge where the flames start, the top to the bottom, and how much of this section of the scene of the logs that we see. So I would say if I took this section of logs, I've got 1, 2, 3 log 1, 2, 3 high. Okay, so I'm like, logs go this section, flames go here. Okay, I want to start with the the logs first. The logs, it's very similar to that 3D 1-point perspective lettering that we did on your portfolio. So if I start with 1 point in the middle, and I've got, it's going to be a perfect circle or close to, right? This organic perfect circle log. And I'm going to come out here, and then I'm going to look at where my next circle is, and it's drawn quite a bit higher up than the very front log. And that's going to show me depth. And I'm going to use my 1-point perspective here. And then this one is almost even, but the size of the circle is quite a bit smaller. And the size of the circle being smaller shows proportion, that this would be bigger. I'm actually going to exaggerate that a bit. Okay, again, 1-point perspective. And then this log back here is a circle, but I don't see the front of it. And it's actually snugged in quite a bit back. If I look up from this log, if I go straight up, this log doesn't start to clear back here. So I am going to draw a circle, but I'm not going to see the front of it. I'm just seeing the back. And by drawing that circle, I've created the curve that I'm going to need for that log. And that seems about close enough, good enough. I do have a tiny little log to the side over here. I can do the same thing. I think it's drawn down a little bit more. Okay, and then I would want to erase that line. Okay, so I've actually drawn these circles now that I look at it far, far down. They are a lot closer. So I'm going to adjust all of that because I messed up. And that's an easy fix. But I did draw a little dark. And so learn from my mistakes, sketch lighter, and mistakes go away faster. So I'm just going to erase those. Doesn't it make you feel good when the teacher messes up? And again, I'm drawing dark. I should be drawing light, but oh well. Okay, so now I'm looking at these logs and I'm like, yeah, I feel that's good, other than I really want this one to be bigger. I keep going small for some reason. I'm going to adjust that. So now we're going to work on these awesome flames. So flames, really organic shapes. I'm going to just draw a squiggly line for each big flame that I see from the picture, and I'm going to try and mimic the curve. And it is not going to be exact, and I don't care if it's exact. Then I really want to pay attention to where each flame starts, especially these. There's about 3 sections that really stand out. No, I did that one wrong. Let's adjust that one. They need to be really flowy, no sharp angular things. And I've got one over here. I've got a couple just off to the side. Okay, and that doesn't look super hot right now, but I'm going to make the actual shape now. So once I've figured out the height and the curve and I'm happy with it, then I can thicken some up, and some are going to be thinner. And that makes it really interesting to have some flames fatter and some flames thinner. And I can add a little more character to each flame as I go. And I'm really working with the back flames. See how I've almost L'd that? That is not a natural shape of a flame. There are no sharp corners. It is very fluid and long. Okay, and now I'm going to kind of lighten up this section in the middle. There's some flames that come in the front, and I can do like I did before and kind of draw those with the line first. But right now, I kind of just want to finish, so I trust myself. And I'm just going to kind of freehand that as I look. Now I'm looking at my picture that I'm drawing from quite a bit. So I encourage you to do the same thing. And now I have a lot going on, so I might want to come in and add some of these lines to show the texture of the log like they've done. Darken them up a little bit so that stands out. Oops, wrong line. On the front of the log, they kind of mimic the circles. And then you've got like these crack splits that you'll see, and that kind of makes it read more like a log. I'm going to darken that up, darken this bottom up, darken this up, darken that up. And I can go back through and really highlight some of these flames, darken them up if you want. This just adds a little bit of detail. I don't mind if you don't do detail. You might not draw as quickly, and by the time you're done, you don't want to spend any more time, and that's fine. Okay, this was a fun little drawing, and you know, I added some value. Again, you don't ever have to worry about value on these sketches, but kind of adds a little bit more detail I like to do. Okay, good luck.